Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Disabled Reality. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a very important topic for today's show, in which it is a group of teenagers that beat up an autistic teenager in New York City subway. So let's get right into this. You know, I've been saying for a long time that our elected officials need to get rid of juvie hall because it's just a luxury hotel for kids who do really bad things. Get rid of it. It's worthless. And just put these kids into real adult prison cells. Seriously. Put them in real adult prison cells and let's see how long they last inside there. Guaranteed they won't last long in there. Guaranteed. And then on top of that, our elected officials need to have the judges put severe punishment on the parents and or legal guardians of these kids as well that commit all these felonies. Slap the parents and legal guardians with major high fines as well. Because these parents will just turn around and say, I don't have time for my kids. Well, you found time to make them. You're responsible for them until the day they turn 18 years of age. You're responsible for everything that they say and do until they turn 18 years of age. You don't like it? Shouldn't have had them. Shouldn't have had the kids. So, because what happened in this particular story is that there was a group of teenagers who beat up an autistic teenager. We don't know what started it, but it was a female teenager that went up and physically hit a male autistic teenager. Right? Now, it started on one of the trains, then it went into a train station, and back onto the train and stuff like that, in which once this male autistic child defended himself and started hitting the female teenager back, then a bunch of her friends, other male teenagers, jumped in and started beating up this male autistic teenager. Now, there were a bunch of people on the train and on the train station, and a lot of people were videoing this. And many people questioned, why didn't somebody jump in and stop the fight? Number one, if any adult jumped in to break up the fight, the teenagers and the parents of the teenagers would say, that person hit me. And then the innocent bystanders were just trying to do the right thing, would end up in trouble with the law and possibly put into prison. Now, that's number one, because you have these parents who say, they put their hands on my child. Instead of saying, you know what? My child is a worthless piece of garbage who was proven on video on video to have started a physical altercation with another teenager who is autistic, right? And say, you know what? My pathetic child deserved to have these adults step in and break up the fight and whatever else. But these parents and legal guardians don't do that. They want to say, not my sweet Petunia. Really. So that's number one. Number two, nobody knows if these teenagers have a gun on them even. Nobody knows. Because that female teenager and her friend, who knows, they could have been in a gang. Or anybody knows. We don't know. But if anybody knows them, they could have had guns on them and everything. So we don't know. So you can't blame other people for not stepping in. What has to happen is you got to take a look at these worthless pieces of garbage kids. I'm not talking about the autistic teenager. I'm talking about the ones that attacked the autistic teenager. These pieces of garbage that will never amount to anything in life, they need to be caught and put into an adult prison. Now, here's an update on the situation. The police arrested the female teenager. I say good. Good, good, good. The book needs to be thrown at her and to her parents or legal guardians. Good. Put this female teenager who thought she's tough and everything else, she thinks some garbage don't stink and everything else, put her in an adult female prison cell. Guaranteed she won't last long in there. Guaranteed. Now, I strongly believe that her accomplices will also soon be arrested. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Because the police have their pictures from the videos and stuff. So guaranteed that they're going to be arrested pretty soon. And her accomplices also need to be put in an adult prison cell. And their parents need to be charged as well. Stop being soft on these kids. Society's too soft on them. Too soft. And it really all starts from the parents. This all stems from the parents. Bottom line, it does. And since the parents don't want to discipline their children or whatever, then the criminal justice system has to. So that's what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's what needs to be done. Forget about being too soft on these kids and feeling bad for them and say, oh, but they came from a broken home. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Too bad. Everybody's got a sob story. Oh, well, too bad. They need to be held accountable. Put these teenage kids in an adult prison cell and throw away the key. That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. And like I said in prior episodes, ladies and gentlemen, it's nice to have all these community things out for the kids and to keep them off the streets and try to keep them out of gangs or whatever. And blah, blah. That's all nice and well and dandy, but we have to do the other side as well. Because these community things, that's for the kids or whatever, a lot of these kids are just going to trick people and say, "Oh yeah, I want to change. I want to change. Yeah, I want to change." Then when they get out into the community, then they start to attend these community places or whatever, they're gonna end up going back to their friends and whatever, and start their illegal acts all over again. Many of them, anyhow. I should say many of them, anyhow. I can't say all of them. Many of them will. That's why it's important to have this other side of the coin. We need to put these kids into an adult prison cell. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. If the parents and legal guardians won't discipline their kids, the criminal justice system has to. Has to. Seriously. But anyways, um, I before I go, I have to say this to that autistic child, that autistic teenager, and to his family. Um, from all of us here at Disabled Reality, from all of us at AWLDNY, from all of us at Advocate Information Highway, our hearts go out to you guys. All right, and the thoughts and prayers to your family and stuff like that, and hopefully, the elected officials will hear this and start to do the right thing. And yes, since we're on this topic, we need to have much more police on all the trains, on each part of the train, on all the police stations, at all the bus stations, on all the buses and stuff like that. We need it. We need it, and we need video cameras on all the trains, on all the all the cars of the train, and on all the train stations, at all the bus stations, on all the buses and everything. Unfortunately, the way that society is now, we need these things. We need these things as well. Now, I want to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. You guys can check out all the items on there. And I also wanted to remind all my fans out there about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that is AIHNY.com. You guys can check out all the pages on there. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.